Good to see you. Good to see you as well.
Says you.
We last saw in Paris, I think last night. How are you? Thank you. Good. Absolutely. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yes, that's the development we are seeing very clearly. A lot of Biafrans all over the world should not be surprised of what is happening within the Washington, D.C. currently now, where the Nigerian government has deployed the DCI, American government lobbies, to make sure that Biafra does not have a total control of the congressmen currently now. While we are seeing the likes of Ted Cruz, Raleigh Moore, former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, battle in the Washington D.C. Currently now, the federal government under Bola Ahmed Tinubu is deploying $750,000 to the lobby firm. Not only that, $9 million on Republicans and other, congressmen who seem to have sympathy for Nigeria to make sure that at the end of the day, Trump does not tweet anything that has to do with Biafra. We will not be able to know why the issue of Christian agenda actually started, Christian genocide actually started in Nigeria. What was Trump's position on that regard? And when there was this report that there's so much influx of Biafrans trying to get the American government attention over the killings, oppression and suppression, especially the one that actually surrounded Mas Nnamdi Kanu, who is currently in Sokoto prison currently now. I pray that they should do the needful and allow him to obtain his constitutional right by going through the appeal process and other. But that's not the case. The fact still remains that Nigerian government is battling to stop Donald Trump from pronouncing Biafra in Washington, D.C. currently now. That report is a serious one, why they are claiming that they are trying to use it to stop Trump to change his mindset over this pronouncement on Christian genocide. Then we are looking at another angle where the same people are using structures in the Congress to lobby Donald Trump not to make mistake and tweet anything that has to do with Biafra or recognition of Biafra. Is that going to be possible? Do you believe that Donald Trump can actually, dance to that tone with the kind of money that is going in? Currently now, the family of Donald Trump worth over $850 billion. And Nigeria is putting that kind of amount to stop a nation. Why would Nigeria be going towards that direction? Does Nigeria actually want the killing to continue? Or Nigeria want the people who control the southern region, majorly 75% Christians, to fall or collapse under these Islamic terrorists and conquests? Why are they rising? Must Nigeria be one? Do you think that the United States of America will actually listen? Because for the whole thing to come and become African confidentiality has been reported, means that it is getting traction in the U.S. government. Possibly the reason why we are seeing the U.S. The head of department, Hexed, trying to come to Nigeria again for the lobbying to continue, and they're using Ribadu and the rest of them to lobby to make sure that those who are reporting back to Donald Trump, manipulate the process or possibly compromise the process, therefore endangering the recognition of Biafra by the world powers and world leaders. I don't want to talk about the position of the Israeli government on this. I don't want to say much about what is playing out in the Middle East currently now. But what we are seeing very clearly is that why would Nigeria want Biafrans to remain a nation where the unity of that nation only guarantees killings. And the people are saying, no, we don't want to be part. We have a destiny to fulfill. We cannot allow our children to experience unnecessary Islamic attack and killings of their people. And the government is saying no. The government of Nigeria is saying no. And they are lobbying the only nation that they feel can recognize, or they feel that the Igbo people or the Biafrans has a domineering influence. But I want to say very clearly on the very particular person that reported that issue on the Nigerian media, where he said the Niger Delta people are not going to be part of Biafra. I don't know who is supporting that. And that's the kind of thing, the garbage they put out there. And the same person that is saying that is talking about Biafra. Can you talk about Biafra today without Eastern region? And that's the manipulation. And that's the scenario they are creating. That is what the kind of thing they are pushing there to Donald Trump. That's the kind of thing they are marketing. But unfortunately, if Donald Trump is actually money conscious, like somebody said here, why did he not go to Venezuela? Where is he now in Iran? How much Nigerians can pay him to stop him from going to Iran, from stop him from going to Greenland, to stop him from going to Venezuela? I pray that he survives as his big term campaign or process or whatever, or assessment or whatever, because I don't want a situation where the Republicans who are mobilizing seriously to make sure that Donald Trump is being impeached during his midterm assessment or whatever. I pray that doesn't work. Maybe possibly that is what Donald Trump is waiting for, to actually take decision, because there's no how you can stop this killing. We see what's happening in Sokoto now. Thousands of people are moving out from their communities, and the Nigerian government wants us to stay. Millions of people are running away from their communities, and the Nigerian government wants us to stay. Like I said, Gumi said that Donald Trump cannot stop the killing in Nigeria. And I think to an extent, I agree with him. In as much as the federal government cannot be able to stop the killing in Nigeria, okay, Donald Trump cannot be. Then the only solution, and that is what we are talking about. When Relimo said there will be other options on the Oval Office, the options we are looking at is that if actually Nigerian government cannot defeat Boko Haram, if actually Nigerian government, Donald Trump himself, can only land bombs there, send troops, and there will be chaos, then what does that mean? Has it solved the problem? If America pulled out at the end of the day, the killing, these people will regroup and the killing will continue. And the only target is the Christian Biafrans, the Christian nation, the Christian people. That's the only target. So I think to an extent, if we should go by the options right there as suggested by Hegseth, Relimo, Ted Cruz, and other people within the firm and reach of Donald Trump, is to allow total disintegration of Nigeria, where a Biafra will be recognized as a nation. I think that will bring an end. We cannot, because of oil, we cannot because of crude oil, and because of this unworkable unity, and we continue to celebrate killing because Nigeria wants to be one. There are thousands of nations all over the world that have gone their separate ways. Nigeria would not be an exception. Why is Nigeria building their unity not based on process or leadership or whatever, or government or governor? Their own unity is based on crude oil. So outside that, it is a wake-up call for everybody. If this video can actually get to Donald Trump, yes, we will not have the resources to push or get his attention at the end of the day. But we are saying from the point of view, these politicians cannot be able to tell you exactly what is going on. Thank God that the more came. I went to the field. I was able to discuss with people and infer it. So if they are lobbying those people now to compromise, that is their business. But I know for one day, a certain power, a superior power, will intervene in a situation like where we find ourselves, and Nigeria will disintegrate. They are moving down to the south. They are threatening on a daily basis. They are taking over lands and communities and government places. And the Nigerian government is busy lobbying those who are supposed to rescue Christians to stop, not to even come at all. That is the reality of that newspaper publication. Yes, and I can tell you in honest truth, apart from those figures who are also involved, one the most significant to mention here is Mossad Bolus. Mossad Bolus' son, Michael, is married to Donald Trump's daughter, Tiafini. And this Mossad Bolus is a special advisor to Donald Trump on Muslim and Arab policies, including opinions on Islamic activities around the world, including Middle East. This Mossad Bolus is speculated to be the engine room. Yes, Bolus. He has a company here. They call company Bolus. And he's the one, you can watch on this video, you can see the closeness between Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Mossad Bolus. You can see it very clearly. It is clear here. And that is the way they are telling you they are lobbying America. They are going to work with America. They are providing intelligence. Even when Donald Trump came to Nigeria, bombed Sokoto, they said they work with Nigeria. They are trying to settle the matter. And the Nigerian government and US government has come together. This particular figure has been singled out to be one of the main obstacles of aggressive lobbying to make sure that Donald Trump does not pronounce Biafra. Simply because Donald Trump's daughter, Tiafani, is married to Mossad Bolus' son, Michael. And that is why up till now, we have not seen a concrete, decisive, aggressive approach on the issue that has gained global traction around the world. Talking about the sovereignty of Biafra today. Will Donald Trump compromise because a certain man, a Nigerian leader, president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu's closeness, using this man to make sure that the Biafran struggle does not gain traction, momentum within the Washington DC. Well, let us see what will happen at the end of the day, whether Donald Trump is going to back down completely, even from intervening militarily in Nigeria, just because the federal government lobbyist firm, DCI, have succeeded in buying over the entire Congress, who voted overwhelmingly that Trump should send troops in Nigeria because there is a Christian genocide happening in Nigeria. Let us have your opinion on this. But I can tell you, God is bigger than any nation. Our prayers is with Biafrans, 85 million Biafrans all over the world. And I can tell you, Donald Trump may or may not. If it is about interest, he may not recognize Biafra. But I can tell you, there's a nation who can decisively do that if Donald Trump fails. And that is the state of Israel today. Benjamin Netanyahu, and of course the Israeli government. There's no two ways about it. After all, they are the one that proclaimed Somaliland an independent nation. Until today, Somali stands as an independent nation. From Somaliland to Biafran land. God bless you.